10,
9, 8,
7,
6,
3,
2,
1.
0.
Hello, one and all to this Dash League Season 5 Cycle 5 Walker tier matchup between Fire and Thieves. I'm everyone's favorite caster and color commentator, Notgollum. Welcome in to the stream. For those who are not aware of how all of this works, both these teams will be playing two different maps at the chance of playing a third map based on whether the first two maps victories go to one team or one on each team. Maps for today are Launchpad for the payload, Waterway for the domination, and Stadium, the control point tiebreaker, should it come to that today. Fire traditionally is an international team with both EU and US players, although I think they are mostly EU based at this point. On the other side of things, we have Thieves, which is pretty much entirely US based as far as I'm aware. We've got players like Nick, Del Favero, Assassin King, Pork to Plug, Sugarcane, and Tack in for Thieves. Meanwhile, over on Fire's side of things, we have Sharkhead 2011, a player I have never seen before, but I'm excited to watch them play today. Chiron, Gadgetman TK, Dave, and no fifth as of yet. We are still waiting for that fifth player. Of course, we do have several minutes before the forced start of this match between these two incredible Walker 2 teams. Really looking forward to this match for today. If you haven't already, go ahead and leave a like, maybe even a subscribe to the channel. It helps boost the algorithm's awareness of this content and spread the love for this league that we all know and love so much. I am just coming off from another cast between Fear and Sky. Make sure that after this match you go ahead and watch that one. That one was quite the exciting match to see. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one plays out for us today as well. Of course, since we will be starting on the there we go. We've got Iska over on Fire. Glad to see them. As I was saying, since we'll be starting on the payload on the launch pad, it's interesting to see how Red Team especially is going to be setting up on the initial, and how well they do at the beginning of this map can be a sure sign of how things will carry over to the rest of this map. Of course, Thieves will be the team starting on defense on red. Fire, meanwhile, starting on blue on the offense, pushing the payload. Generally, all things equal, kind of expect teams to make it past the checkpoint on this map, quite unlike a Canyon, where normally teams are expected to make it to 45, maybe 50% mark, but not make it to that checkpoint. The checkpoint on this map is a much earlier 35, 36 or so percent. And since you expect teams to make it through that checkpoint and get that extra 6 minutes after making it through that checkpoint, teams typically make it to about the 86% mark. So we'll see how far Fire is going to be able to push it today, and whether or not Thieves will be able to match or exceed that mark, or if the Fire will burn them up just a little short. Maybe the Thieves can steal the victory here for today if we want to keep consistent with the puns and keep all else equal. One pun for each team, so we can have equal suffering all around. Looks like at this point, Thieves is ready to go. We are just waiting for Fire to finish up their respective talks. It looks like Fire also is good to go. Love to see it. Grouping up in the middle, waiting for the caster to give the signal, which is what I am doing for you today. Now after just a little bit of talks here, we will get started with Thieves versus Fire on launch pad. Here we go.
Prepare to start.
We can see Nick is going to be opening up, grabbing rockets here. Assassin King waiting for the spawn dash, but probably just going to be sticking with the pistols for today. Assassin King, also a very solid player. I've played with them in pubs many times, so excited to see how they play today. You see a very far back, very defensive opener for Thieves for the most part, and then they all hop into the house. Now have full control of the house. Assassin King and his fellow players ready to go ahead and peek on the cart as the first shots are fired. Clearing the cart initially, Fire has been good thus far about following up. Cart riding, it's not a matter of if you survive, it's about how long you can survive. You will be taken out eventually by the red team unless your team has the perfect defense, which we have yet to see in any game up to this point. Fire, though, really putting up quite a good show as they are forcing Thieves to play a lot in this house, which is not what Thieves wants to be doing at this point. They want to be clearing the cart. Fire, meanwhile, has been very good about sending every single player they can onto that cart to try and keep this movement as consistent as possible. In the meantime, Thieves is struggling to make it all the way there when players like Sharkhead 2011 and his teammates Gadget Man and Iska, who I think just got taken out now, are making so much space that we reach the top of the hill with 4 minutes to 50 seconds left. Nick, trying to set up with rockets, moves in a little too close for comfort as Gadget Man takes him out with a shock. Good double shock there, completely clearing the aggression on the cart, able to go back for health and comfortably hang out with Dave around the cart as the rest of Fire's team pushes up. Around generally the standard for this map to reaching the bottom of the hill is about 4 minutes, but Fire is looking to exceed that at this point as we enter the end straightaway towards this first checkpoint. Fire has barely been stopped at all by Thieves. Thieves is really struggling to make it to the cart and stop it all at once and prevent Fire from following up with the defense. Fire, meanwhile, doing a fantastic job of grouping and trying to push in all at once. We can see Fork to Plug is set up with double rockets at the moment, but got shot in the back just a little bit. Now has to go all the way back for health. Is Fire going to be able to follow up with a push on the cart while the rockets are out of position? I think this might not be the case. No, it looks like the rockets were just taken out. Fork to Plug, where is he? Now he's in front of the cart, takes out the cart with sick rocket curves there, but we are at 3.5 minutes left. Fire is well on their way to make it to checkpoint. Thieves is doing a good job of stacking onto the cart. We love to see it. When you have a red player on the cart, no matter how many blue players are on there, the cart will not move. So Fire is forced to clear those players before they can get movement, and in the meantime, the rockets, if they stayed alive, could get a clear on the cart, which is what the rockets are for, but the rockets were taken out by Chiron, who is now circling back to the cart. The rest of his teammates are following up. Thieves is trying to set up rockets once again, gets a clear on Fire, but we are at a little under 3 minutes left, and Fire is still well on their way to making it to checkpoint. As long as Fire continues to follow up like they have been for most of this map, they have a more than not chance of making it through this checkpoint with a decent amount of time left. Assassin King getting a good double kill there, both with headshots as well, really showing their experience in this zone of the map. Making a lot of space for their teammates as Fire tries their best to group up. Gadget Man underneath Assassin King gets taken out once again. Who is Assassin King's next victim going to be? It looks like it was going to be Iska. Assassin King is just on an absolute assassin tear right now. Fire is going to have to contend with this player or group up a little bit better and a little bit more consistently, or else they might not be able to make it past this zone here. Things are starting to look very worrying with how much of a kill streak Assassin King was able to get on in just one life. Imagine what's going to happen once they respawn, and when Fire takes out Assassin King, they still have to deal with the rest of their teammates over on Thieves. Now Thieves is set up around the cart. Fire trying to push in with explosives. Good kill, good double kill rather, by Nick. The rockets are not taken out by Fire, and Nick is not pushed out of his position. That is a failed push by Fire with only a minute left, a little over a minute left. It's actually not looking good for Fire trying to make this checkpoint. They're going to have to get a very good kill streak, which it seems like they did almost push the rockets out of position, but weren't quite able to do so. Good push by Iska. Now at the 1 minute mark, it's all but guaranteed that Fire will make this checkpoint unless something crazy is pulled off by Thieves. It's about what you expect, but it's a little down to the wire for what I would like at this point in the map. Fire is having a lot of difficulty pushing this cart and getting the wipe that they need. And they're not taking out those rockets. You've got to kill those rockets if you want to get consistent movement on the cart. As long as Red Team is stacking players on there, but that was some good movement there with no red players there to stop the movement of the cart. Fork2Plug is forced to move forward, and with 30 seconds left, Fire does make it through the checkpoint, moving Thieves' spawn back further on in the map and moving Fire's spawn closer to where the cart is now. Fire is going to go ahead and try and make space for the cart, prevent any Thieves players from even approaching it. Since Fire has such a huge spawn advantage, those further up players who die and respawn will respawn much closer to the cart and able to reinforce it afterwards. See Sharkhead in the shield room getting cleared out, and now Fire is, or rather Thieves, is good to go to push forward to the cart. See, a lot of them are dying nearby, but Iska not able to get that last kill. Assassin King barely surviving, gets taken out by Sharkhead at the end there. Tries to go for the dash, but it gets stolen by that Thieves player, Fork2Plug, who dies near the cart, not able to clear it with those rockets, and neither is Nick. Good clear by Fire, starting to make it towards the bottom of this hill. It seems like Thieves is flooding in one by one just a little bit too much, but they are getting behind the cart, which is not a great sign for the defense of Fire. Since the whole goal here is to be preventing Thieves from reaching the cart, from even getting the opportunity to try and clear it. Which at the moment it looks like Fire is doing with some confusing dashes by Iska. Dave gets taken out by Sugarcane. Gadgetman TK also taken out. And now that's a wipe on the cart. And they're starting to stack cart already at this point in the map. Good hunting the rockets, but Fork2Plug, it seems like, is the actual main rocketeer. Nick, good with the rockets, but still a little bit of a distraction, honestly. Forcing Fire to contend with two different rocketeers is going to be a very difficult task for Fire. Ooh, good double kill there. The rockets were taken out, but a lot of Fire was cleared. So, they will not be able to push this cart very far as the rockets for Thieves respawns and makes their way towards the cart, ready to clear it out. Now it's Fork2Plug with the rockets once again, left alive. Trying to keep this cart defended. Thieves has done absolutely marvelous at this point in the map. Ooh, that was a sick double kill by Fork2Plug. Fire really needs to focus in on taking out these rockets or they are not going to get good movement on the cart. Oh, it looks like the worst enemy of Fork2Plug is being too close to the enemy as he takes himself out. Nick set up in the shotgun area, and some movement getting done on the cart as a lot of Thieves players are disrupting, but if Fire is able to sneak past, there's only one Rocketeer to contend with, and Rockets alone are not too difficult to fight against if you really know what you're doing. Rockets with teammates to help protect them is a dangerous combination, however. Fire clears out all those disruptors who are now in the process of respawning, but is not able to get good movement on the cart as they get wiped out, and Thieves is able to set up once again. Oh no, Sugarcane took themselves out, and now Fire has the opportunity to ride up this main rail to the cart. Where are those rockets though? Fire is looking around for them, finds them on the bridge, gets one hit on the cart, another hit on the cart. Fork to Plug is taken out, and the cart is moving for Fire. Fork to Plug now going down the main rail here. Iska keeping the cart covered and also stealing those rockets. I like this move here. Iska now has double rockets, good for clearing out that triangle room if you know how to curve them properly. And the cart is still moving during all this time that Thieves is trying to hunt for Iska, for the Rocketeer. The cart gets cleared, but good back shot by Iska. Blind shot behind. Iska's on an absolute tear right now, finally taking themselves out. That seems to be a common theme for the Rocketeers so far in this game. Sugarcane now stacked on the cart. Assassin King making their way through triangle to try and cover this flank that Fire could be going through. Tack also on the bridge. In the meantime, Dave taken out down the main rail. Iska also taken out. Gadget Man, Sharkhead makes their way to cart. Taken out once again. Kyron all by themselves as Dave tries to follow up in time to support their teammate. One good kill on Sugarcane taken out by Nick. And Thieves is in a strong defensive position at this point. Fire really needs to start grouping up for their pushes or they are not going to get anything significant done. We can see at this point in the map they are at 83%, which is close to the standard 86 that you tend to expect for the most part. But they could be doing a lot better if they were just a little bit more consistent on their grouping. Thieves has played together a lot better than Fire has thus far, although Fire's been very good about sneaking behind the defense of Thieves and taking them out in the direction they're not looking. Thieves needs to be careful of those flanks and be calling them out in their team comms, or else Fire is going to continue to get micro pushes like that done. I don't like how much Fire has been rail riding here. When you ride rails, you're a much easier shot, and you might think technically it's a lot faster path to get towards the objective to just ride the rails because you don't have to use dash and you can move very quickly, faster than a sprint. But because you are on a set path and you have to use a whole dash just to get off of it, it's very easy for the enemy to track your movement and take you out. As we reach the last few seconds here, is Fire going to be getting in overtime? It does not seem like that will be the case. Fire stopped at 84.5%. We will now switch colors to Thieves on blue, Fire on red.
Switching sides. Prepare to start.
See Sharkhead 2011 starting out with the spawn dash here. And a lot of Thieves players going through the top door. Iska with rockets, Gadget Man with shocks, as to be expected. Sharkhead in the bottom area of the house. Chiron maybe waiting for more shocks after the timer starts. Here we go. Good kill on Fork to Plug and Assassin King there by Chiron. The cart is not yet fully exposed, and now it is. Is Chiron going to pop out in time to clear that cart? Gets a kill on Fork to Plug. Gets a clear on the cart. Chiron's on an absolute tear. Gets another kill with only one shock this whole time. Looking like they're playing the game one-handed. They now take another peek on the cart, but the cart's already wiped. So Chiron does not get the dashes they need to escape Assassin King, who gets control of the house. Now Fire has no players on the aggression. Their most further stub player, Gadget Man TK and Chiron, now being taken out, giving Thieves the opportunity to push forward and take out the rockets and prevent the rockets from setting up. Good string of kills by Assassin King, an insane string of kills by Assassin King. Is he going to take out Chiron as well? No. Chiron gets the kill, gets the opportunity to push onto the cart, but there's still two players there. And good shocking by Sugarcane, taking out Chiron as they try to peek that corner. Thieves is doing incredibly at the moment. Good kill on Chiron as well. Sugarcane still playing around the health. Low on dashes though because of that sprinting. But no Fire players are able to reach this cart, which has made it almost to the bottom of the hill at a slightly faster pace than Fire did at this point in the map. If we don't see Fire starting to stop the cart consistently soon, I'd be very worried of their chances of winning this map. Kill by Nick, trying to draw attention away from the cart as Gadget Man TK gets killed on the cart there. Cart is not moving at the moment. There it is. The follow-up there gets called out by Fire. Sharkhead following up and is now stacking the cart along with Gadget Man flanking it for when Sharkhead inevitably gets taken out by players like Nick, who move straight to the flank. Don't move to move that cart. Oh, and Gadget Man gets taken out immediately, and now a double stack on the cart. Thieves has been double stacking this cart a lot. Now Kyron forced to follow up. Good double kill. Gadget Man takes out the third. Fire gets control once again, but Thieves has 3 minutes to make it to the checkpoint, and the rockets for Fire are only just now getting set up. Thieves had rockets much more consistently at this point in the map, and I think the rockets just got pushed and taken out. Good call by Thieves there. 2 players on Thieves, taken out by Gadget Man, who's now setting up in another flanking position. And the cart is continuing to move as there's no red players able to stack on it. They're all getting wiped. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left and almost through the checkpoint. That's a good rocket by Iska, but the Rocketeer should not be forced to stack into the cart or else that might happen. And now Fire has no Rocketeer to help clear the cart consistently. They're having to double stack, and if Thieves brings too many explosives to clear that cart, it is going to be difficult for Fire to keep up this hold. It's all but inevitable that Thieves will make it to the checkpoint, and they do. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Well ahead of Fire's 30-second pace. Thieves is well on their way to making it to that 84.5% mark, or far past it, possibly even to 100% if they stay as consistent in this post-checkpoint part of the map as they were in the pre-checkpoint. Iska setting up with rockets, not quite getting those double rockets as they take out Fork to plug and then get taken out themselves. Assassin King doing a very good job of riding those rails in confusing directions, forcing Fire to look every which direction for them, and also very consistent with the headshots too. We can see that is working out fantastically for them, clearing space for the cart to continue to ride freely like it has done in this post-checkpoint. Good attempted push on the cart by Sharkhead, but it was just a little bit too little because there were 2 Thieves players on the cart. They've been very good about double stacking here, and there's been no explosives or heavy weapons able to stop this. This is why Thieves has been able to get so far so quickly at the top of the hill with 7 minutes left. Fire only just now trying to get some sort of Rocketeer set up, but I think those rockets were just taken out. Now it's just Iska with the shots. Trying to defend themselves, takes out Fork to plug, and Nick. Will they get the 3rd kill there on the cart? Good kill on Assassin King. And is now just waiting for teammates to follow up as they set up a defense of the cart. Gets taken out for riding the rail while trying to get away. The cart has not moved during this whole team fight, however. Thieves ends up winning the team fight, which is going to allow them some free cart movement. And they've been double stacking, triple stacking even for a brief moment before completely abandoning the cart to kill whichever explosives tried to be set up here. Assassin King in the flank, trying to prevent Fire from leaving their spawn and look around for them. The whole point of this disruptor here isn't necessarily to get kills, but to waste the enemy team's time, and it seems like Assassin King is doing a fantastic job of that. They're getting kills as well, but they're forcing Fire to take alternate slower routes to get to the cart. while Assassin King is still alive, and also be on the lookout for Assassin King, who, along with their teammate Sugarcane, I assume, is going on an absolute tear in Fire's base. Fire is just not able to leave their spawn, and the cart has been double stacked almost this entire time. Fire has only barely even been able to look at the cart. We are at 5.5 minutes left, 84%. Thieves is close to winning this match. Not only that, they are well on their way to making it all the way to the 100% mark, and there we go. That's a victory on Launchpad for Thieves, with still 5 minutes left to try and make it to the 100% mark. The faster they do it, the higher SR score and MMR score they will get for the rankings of overall teams, which will help them in their seed placement for the finals tournament of each respective tier. Whichever tier they end up in, they're playing very strong today. Good kill on Gadget Man there by Tack. Looks like the rest of his team is also making their way to follow up, and Assassin King drawing a lot of attention away from the cart. Exactly what you want to be doing until you can make it around that corner where the cart's shield will give you protection from red team's spawn. Up until then, it's just desperate push after desperate push. You try to make it around that corner, but you have to be playing as a team this whole time, which Thieves has done a very good job of doing, and Fire seems to have struggled to stay as a group as often as they need to. I like this focus on staying near the objective that a lot of these Fire players have at this point in the map. That's something that you tend to see when you are forced so far back by the enemy team. And when your respawn is so close to the objective, you can't help but see the objective, to see where you're supposed to be. But the rest of Thieves following up, that was a good couple of kills by the SMG, allowing Assassin King to survive on the cart a little bit longer and almost fully get it around that corner. Sugarcane following up with a sick double kill. Are there any more Thieves players left alive to follow up on that good push, or is Fire going to respawn enough to start another hold? We can see Gadget Man in a flanking position here, expecting Thieves to blast past, which they are doing, but Gadget Man was looking the wrong way, expecting them to come through the main rail, and they didn't. Now they're triple stacked on the cart, quadruple stacked even on the cart, trying to push their way to the 100% mark. Fire is desperately trying to make it to the cart, give it any amount of stoppage that they can, but it's all but inevitable at this point as Assassin King makes it to 100% with 2 minutes and 57 seconds left. What a play. We see the Launchpad scoreboards here. Top scoring on Fire is Iska, 47 kills, 64 deaths. Let me also go ahead and change something around here because, whoops, these should be the other way. Assassin King top scoring for his team, almost reaching 100 kills. Very, very impressive. Now we are going to go ahead with Waterway for the next map. Curious whether or not we'll be staying on this server or not, as I think it does give a slight advantage to Thieves. I could be wrong though. Sharkhead being left hanging with the double fist bump. Got it right at the very end there. We are going to go ahead to a different server. I will catch you there. And welcome back. Here we are, ready for the second map of this league match, Waterway. The goal, of course, of Waterway as a domination map being to control all 3 buttons for 5 consecutive seconds. That scores you a point. If you do that 3 times, you win. You must do that, of course, 3 times within the 25-minute timer. And it seems like today we are on... No, we are on San Jose for today. The West Coast server. Very interesting, very interesting. It could be that the previous map, the Launchpad, was Fire's Ping Advantage server, their home server. And now that we are on Thieves' Advantage... Again, this is all hypothetical. I don't know all the details about these different teams. But if this is the case... that is not a good sign for Fire, as Thieves was doing fantastic on that launch pad. And I expect them to play just as well in this Waterway. Fire is going to need to change something up and quick if they want to win this Waterway and bring things to a control point. Looks like Thieves will be going for 1-player roster swap here for this domination map. Sometimes you have players who are specialized in one type of map or another, who just exceed in one type of map or another. It looks like Jason Bourne might be one of those players, which is why he is in for today. Jason Bourne doing a little bit of hand dancing here. Sugarcane egging him on. Probably happy about that most recent victory with how they played. Hopefully they can bring that confidence and coordination into this next map. Sometimes, every once in a while, teams can get overconfident going into that second map after a victory and actually start to lose focus. Whereas a loss definitely brings your attention into the game. And I'm sure Fire is working on what they need to change, how they need to adapt, especially around players like Assassin King and Sugarcane, who were going on absolute killing tears in that last map. They are going to be players for Fire to have to watch out for. Looks like Fire is in the middle here. Ready to go. Just waiting for Thieves to finish up their strategy talk and getting their headsets all in order. And then we will start this second match of Fire vs. Thieves. Season 5, Cycle 5. If you haven't already, go ahead and leave a like on the video. Maybe even subscribe to the channel. It helps boost awareness for this game and league that we all love and adore so much. Now Fire and Thieves are grouped in the middle, giving the thumbs up, the universal signal of all things okay, ready to start this domination map. Sugarcane almost getting left hanging on the fist bumps over and over again. Here we go.
Match starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
So Jason Bourne is going to be opening up with the bottom dash and with shocks. One of the few pickups that you tend to consistently see on this map is those shocks, that they are so good at clearing the button just long enough to get a score. Jason Bourne has been absolutely devious, dashing around in Fire's base, getting ready for an early point. There's only 3 Fire players left alive. They counter on their own button and on B, but Jason Bourne is still left alive. Thieves lost control of their own base as well, just now getting it back for another countdown. This has been a rapid series of countdowns for Thieves. Holding their own button, Iska able to get the kill needed to get Fire's base back. But Jason Bourne is still alive with those shocks, trying to clear out those Fire players, goes for a suicide kill. But Fire is still able to counter on B. It's just been Fire desperately trying to counter wherever they can, and Thieves getting countdown after countdown, trying to hold that button, is not going to be able to turn it into a point there, but Thieves is still keeping the pedal to the metal, playing aggressive. They had another player, Jason Bourne, once again with the double shocks in Fire's base, clearing out Fire player after Fire player. Gets taken out there, but Assassin King now following up, grabs the dash. And Fire has just been struggling to stay afloat here. They are drowning in enemy fire. And a good hold by Sugarcane gives Thieves the first point early on into this domination map. Things are not looking good for Fire. They need to change something drastically and quick to have a chance at victory in this match and bring it to a control point. Sugarcane almost dying in the water there, but not quite falling for it. Fire starting to get control of their own base and of B. Now that Thieves is not in a constant advantage position, Fire is starting to be able to recover.
Red takes A. Blue takes A.
Good kill by Tack there on one Fire player. Can't quite read who it was, but nonetheless, Thieves is pushing forward. Fire has maintained their advantage for the most part, though, thus far, and is now getting a countdown on Thieves. A counter countdown. Gadget Man taken out as they were trying to hold the button by a good headshot by Tack, but Fire completely turning things around. As soon as they got the advantage, they were able to keep it. Not quite long enough to turn it into a point in the same way that Thieves was, but long enough to make Thieves quake in their boots. Fire has kept this overall two-button advantage for the most part through this entire second point that these teams are going for. They're playing aggressive, they're playing forward. They don't have to focus on their own base as much unless players like Sugarcane with double shocks are popping in. But Sugarcane getting taken out by Dave there means that there's only two Thieves players in Fire's base at the moment, and Fire has control of B once again. And now a countdown for Thieves, as Thieves is starting to recover a little bit here. Now we can see Assassin King in the bottom screen making their way up to Thieves button, and Gadget Man in Thieves base. Fire just does not have control of B, but they get it, and then Thieves counters on B. Fire gets another countdown here with Gadget Man looking out, trying to defend their own base from Thieves base, possibly unaware that Thieves is ready to counter on their own base. And now Jason Bourne with the double shocks once again gets stopped from getting that dash from hitting the button, but he doesn't care. He gets two more kills, and now there's only two Fire players left alive who counter on B. That is a very good play by Fire, well aware of how much pressure was being put on their own base. Fire then able to counter on their own base, but it seems like the momentum is starting to swing in Thieves' favor, and they get a second point here.
Match starts in 3, 2, 1. Match point.
Now on the opener, Fork 2 Plug grabbing that bottom dash there. It seems like this is a very aggressive opener on the part of Thieves, completely clearing out B, and then Assassin King getting taken out while they were victory dancing there. That's the only thing I can assume that was. Sugarcane in Fire's basement, grabs that bottom dash, grabs the health, starts to make their way up to the button, gets a hit on the button, but Thieves doesn't have control of their own base or of B, so now it's Sugarcane versus the world as Thieves struggles to get those two buttons back for themselves. Starts a countdown against Fire, gets countered, and now it's Sugarcane alone at the button, getting taken out by Sharkhead, who gets a counter there, preventing Thieves from getting that third point this early on into the match. We are 5 minutes and 30 seconds in. This is still rapid fire from Thieves, who have kept on the pressure this entire time. There was a brief moment last point where it looked like Fire might be able to bring things back, but it is not looking great for Fire at the moment as most of their players get taken out and all of them get wiped, and that is a 3rd point for Thieves, granting them the victory on this domination and overall the victory in this league match. We see the scores here are Assassin King top scoring for their team, 4,936 points, 21 kills, only 9 deaths. Well done, Assassin King. Meanwhile, over on Fire, Chiron top scoring for their team, 4,197 points, 11 kills, 18 deaths. Fire just wasn't quite able to bring it back in the way that they had hoped for this domination map, but it did seem possible. The chance was there, they just weren't quite able to bring it back. And that's going to be all from me for today. Thank you all for stopping in. Once again, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button if you want. We would love to have you in the future. I've been Notgollum. Have a good morning, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world.